Welcome back, everybody, to Valorant Challengers NA. My name is Marks, this is Keg, and we've got Turtle Troop up against the Rankers. And, Keg, well, we just saw first map, didn't we?
We saw some of it. I mean, it was like a 5-minute map, it felt like. It was a brutalization of Haven from Ranker's side. And usually, again, this is the map where you have 3 sites to work with. It's a good way of testing how well your team can operate as a team. But Rankers, man, they're just at a different level when it comes to how well they play mechanically. That this could be a case where you put them on any map versus Turtle Troop, we might see a similar scoreline.
I mean, we definitely might, and based off of how that last one went, I want to return to a point that you made just at the end there, where if Turtle Troop can bring some more strategy into this, try and go for a couple more trap plays, they stand a chance. But if they just kind of go for the very basic things, oh, this is what everybody does on these maps, then I think that the Rankers have a real leg up on their competition.
I mean, yes, I do agree. I guess they kind of bounce off of that old statement I've made, right? It's not like Turtle Troop weren't bringing out strategy. It's just that they didn't have the time to employ it. By the time they were setting themselves up, the kid at the beach was already there to kick over the sandcastle. So it's like, well, there goes my $1.2 million villa that I made on the ocean front. You can't do anything with that now. But I do think going to, what's the next map? Ascent?
Yep.
There are some more trap plays that you can bring into this. And with the third map also being bind, I think that can promote Turtle Troop more too. But the problem with Ascent is that everybody's played this map, man. And if you can out-frag people on Haven, who's to say that you have the defensive capabilities to stall on Ascent?
Once again, I mean, that was the point I was just about to make. It's Ascent. Everybody knows Ascent. It's Ascent. Everybody's played Ascent. This is one of the maps that has gone unchanged since Valorant has launched. And so you do talk about having some different types of trap plays, all of that type of stuff. But at the same time, if you're the Rankers, you're probably going to be expecting a lot of this type of stuff. I say that, but we're already seeing a little bit of an interesting shakeup in this agent compositions coming in from both of these squads.
Yeah, this is essentially what we saw Rankers on Haven. Inspire no longer the Cypher, now the Killjoy. Curious to know your thoughts, though, about bringing the Yoru Deadlock against a squad like Rankers.
I'm worried about the Yoru. I think that it enables a little bit more interesting creativity from the squad, but given the level of flexibility we're seeing the Rankers just kind of play with and just strike things down, makes it tough. Extra already starting out with the first pick. Swing gonna be coming in, but yeah, Zera, okay, going very aggressive into there. Saw the classic popping out. Not able to really find anything, but does escape with life. Jawa just on the other side of the smoke as well. Finally, the smoke dissipates, but the Turtle Troops are the only ones who have paid a price with their life.
It's like a piranha. As soon as one drop of blood goes in the water, they swarm the beach choke instantaneously. Good patience from Turtle Troop to wait it out. Angster yet again removing the entry. B-Dog makes sure this is no longer a flawless round. Adder, the last one left. Not for much longer, man.
Yeah, and that's an excellent analogy, just like you said. Like, as soon as they get a little bit of an idea on where the Turtle Troop is attacking, you saw immediately the Rankers, they just turn their mouse face in that direction and are just W-keying it. They're not even bothering setting up flanks or anything. They're so confident that they can just win out these gun duels that they're just kind of running it down.
I want to go back to what you mentioned before. Chaotic, I think, is going to be the pain point of this matchup for TT. Not that Chaotic has played Yoru badly at all, right? But having some wild variable like his teleports, I agree. That's going to be so hard to coordinate for Turtle Troop, and Rankers have been playing like walking sentry turrets, man. They're going to re-clear everything if they hear that Yoru TP. Speaking of which, though, already Recon Bull had come out. There was a presence from Turtle Troop A main early on. They backed away. This could be a good sign of things to come for Chaotic and what we can expect to see. Zera waiting with the Bucky. Not even a re-clear. A flash swing could be good, but a pre-fire off of the hands of Knights would be devastating. But this is all fake pressure towards A.
So patient, so slow. But already, Knight's able to find that first pick there. Extra watches for the next. now they have to execute here. The grab net goes off the wall. The geometry is good. They're not able to find anybody. Recon Dart gets spotted out. A lot of information given away, and look at this. Poppin just walking into the smoke, spraying through with the ghost in hand, looking for more. Poppin finding 3. The Rankers clean house yet again. 2-0 now.
Yeah.
I think this might be the most telling round for Rankers this entire map. The fact that Turtle Troop sold what could have been a really well-made flank and had decent timing for that A smoke, for the Yoru and Omen to push in split A, and still nobody rotated outside of A or B to oversell it, despite Turtle Troop then trying to push B after. The timing was good, maybe a little bit more delayed on people pushing B main, but that's nitpicking. Nobody on Rankers fell for the fake at all, and that was the same thing for Haven.
It's one of those things where it's like, oh, you're trying to play mind games? We haven't even thought that far into this round. We were just looking for kills. And the Turtle Troop kind of just fell into that trap. We see now they're going for a little bit of a bit more pressure towards Tree. But a Knight's already spots one out. The Owl Drone will come in, and Knight stand the ground, finally is able to escape there. Let's toss out the metal. And yeah, delays for a second. KaneZera finds one.
Sure, why not? Poor Adder. Okay, Chaotic good for one. Extra falls. An opening has finally been made. Looking mid, completely empty. The turret will watch for the cross marketplace, though.
And this is where we need to see Weeded get a little bit more active. Poppin, Odin in hand, just misses the timing just a second. Allowing Jawa as well to be able to hop across Chaotic. Still very low, just on the other side, is able to at least find one, but immediately gets traded out. Meanwhile, on site, things are going to be cleared out for the troop. Should be able to get that spike down as Poppin menacingly walking forward as Odin in hand. Has to go for that long reload. It's going to be 2v3 here. But the Rankers have good weaponry here, Keg.
That's right, Recon Bolt after Owl Drone available. One spotted out. Can he make this a 2v2?
No, Weeded able to find one. KaneZera trades it back, but the crossfire is excellent. Weeded, if not finding that kill, well, Jawa would have been able to do so. Turtle Troop on the board.
Even losing her IGL early on actually may have been a benefit from Turtle Troop. Adder was much more active, looking at the minimap, the POV of his team, to call for that pivot rotate into B late round and still dedicate despite the KJ turret and utility being found. Turtle Troop are not afraid of Rankers. What they're struggling with is an opportunity to take a fight that is advantageous to them. And having bodies on the board, having a funnel against Rankers for them to file into B site worked out so well for Turtle Troop. Back to A we go. This is Turtle Troop's MO. They're going to continue to work the map and play into mid to opportune these fakes. Spike has not been picked up. Oh, that's a huge opening pick. The Odin's gone? That's as lethal as a defensive op.
Excellent, just awareness. Annihilation now going to be cast as well. Knights, see you later. Caught in the net, will be just dragged out. No one in sight to be able to shoot you out of that one. Exter, the next line of defense, gets spotted out by the Aldro. Doesn't even care, is still able to find Adder. Finds Chaotic as well. That is confidence if I've ever seen it. Not even bothered by that recon dart, but just backs up into the smoke, not able to see things. KaneZera next on the docket, sidesteps that shock dart, and now tosses things out. Does have the outlaw trying to find a shot off, but Weeded is going to find their shot. As it is Inspire up in heaven, Weeded has their number. Turtle Troop still alive. 2-2 now.
Confidence is really soaring back for Turtle Troop now. Whether it be the lack of having the 3 sides of Haven, more familiarity again with this comp and your composition of who you're playing with now on Ascent, this is looking much better for Turtle Troop. Going back again, they're playing the map space really well, and I think one thing that Rankers are lacking on is that mid control. They're doubling down this time to play proactive inside of mid. No ops available, only a Guardian from KaneZera. Now, there is only one set of flashes, but that's outside of A main. So that's not going to be the flash peak that we may have hoped to see, but there was no contact made. Now it's just holding angles.
And it's so interesting because we see the Rankers just kind of go into their single positions and tuck themselves away in these corners, giving up these 1vx opportunities. And look at this, yeah, Poppin's still just going in. I mean, right now they're kind of being humbled. Uh-oh, not expecting another one. I say that. Already the rankers are right back in with the numbers advantage. B-Dog can't find Knights. Now Jawa, the last person alive, the spike so far away. What was starting out as such a promising round just slips through the grates for Turtle Troop.
I mean, for the most players of rankers, right, Turtle Troop have been out patience against them. KaneZera has been pushing up, overextending very far, losing these fights. Knights hasn't really lost those kind of disadvantageous fights just yet. That's one gone.
I have the spike.
30 seconds, spike available.
30 seconds
KJ
left.
turret you will see on the minimap is there, but no Inspire to allow it to be activated. It's too late to rotate to B though. There are no forces on either side. Jawa has full utility. Hunter's Fury and a Shock Bolt available. Needs to bring it out immediately. Does not know about the lack of players in Wine. No information at all.
Oh boy. And now has to stick this plant here. It's gonna be everything just tossed down. Oh, looked at the wrong Yoru. And the judge will do just fine. Both members of the Rankers so low HP, but will be able to get that defuse. So the Rankers once again take the lead.
I feel like every time Extra gets a kill, I'm going to be seeing it on later tonight. on any platform.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, in your dreams, like, this is going to haunt you, but no, you meant social media.
Hey, look, we all doom scroll, but not that much.
Okay.
I'm going to be extra scrolling after this game. Good lord, 7-3. This has been a great game with the mind games off of the decoy. And you mentioned it back on Haven, how his entries would always be decoy first. And, you know, I'll have this debate a lot with my own chat about, you know, can Yoru be, like, a good entry initiator? And if you could play that decoy well to activate traps or confuse your defenders, it works unbelievably well. And Extra's playing it to a T. Oh, hey, speaking of which, it's Extra again.
Here.
Excellent, just little timing there. We did not anticipating that at all. Smoke goes up here. You're not aware. Paranoia goes out. KaneZera just on the other end. KaneZera is coming knocking. KaneZera finally brought home as Knights does get that trade. Chaotic going to be walking in onto site, not aware of Extra on the site. The Rankers just hold it down, practice that aim just a little bit more. 4-2.
Yeah, these more corner holding proactive plays from Rankers, not to overextend beyond those small corners, have worked out well. Turtle Troop, they weren't able to convert the fights in the last 2 rounds. They're on themselves a save yet again. Big question on what they want to accomplish here. They aren't going to work mid anymore. They've realized now that Rankers have a presence there start of round. Instead, this is going to be a full rush into A.
Revealing area.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the case. The flash, though. Ooh. Okay, the Recon Dart does scout out Wine. Gives that information away. Knights now just kind of walking around the other side. Smoke to stall things out for a second. Paranoia gets used as well. As just a little bit of a scout. B-Dog materializing on the site. Immediately gets gunned down. The Knight not dead yet. Does get popped as Poppin is going to be able to stay there, but Knights gets a second breath unlike. Chaotic still onto the site. Stinger running out of ammo. Classic in hand, looking for that right click. Poppin wins out the duel with only 3 HP. And even the rush doesn't seem to work against the defensive Rankers.
I'd expect a timeout here from Turtle Troop. They had the right plan in the beginning, but now that they have the rifle round again, they can't squander this opportunity. They're falling into the same avalanche they did back on Haven. And this is a brutal tournament, dude. You don't get a second day to play this through. You know, sleep on it. Look back at the footage against Rankers and go again. No, you have today to qualify for playoffs, and that is it.
And winning this matchup will at least guarantee yourself a spot into the finals. Once again, if you win 2, you secure your spot, but if you lose too many, then you're out of this. Chaotic already deep in onto the site. Thanks to the dimensional drift, as Eggster is able to at least find 1. Spray down from that wall. Give the space back, and the Rankers are actually okay with this. They're going to play this retake completely.
Hunter's Fury to work off of, and that could be the opener. Plenty of utility for Eggster, the 2 flashes, namely, to create that space back. Odin available for Poppin too. May not even need to use the ult. It's all timing to wait for Inspire to go for the lurk of a lifetime. Do they win that fight?
Oh, looks like so far Rankers are winning on the site where it's important. Inspire just trading blows there. Jala at least able to stay alive. The Annihilation gets popped as well. Ladder head on a swivel. Able to find one, and yeah, just like that, Extra goes down as well. The Turtle Troop, they find their third round.
I believe that that interaction with Extra and Adder will be changed in the current patch. You can't just survive the ult anymore off that timing. No matter what, you just die unless someone can shoot you out.
Yeah, and honestly too, like, that makes sense how that ultimate should work like that. But we
always should have worked.
Right. This time it was a bug, not a feature. And now we are going to be seeing a little bit of a timeout getting called here. As I imagine this probably would be Turtle Troop. You know, we got to solidify our economy a little bit moving into this next round because the Rankers are still looking nice and rich.
I like the adaptability from Turtle Troop. They definitely can be a structured team when they face up against one, but they're really going in the mud this map. In the chaotic gunplay that we see directly on site. Rankers, they can go toe-to-toe, absolutely, but Turtle Troop are fighting back. I like the idea of the late lurk from Inspire. It worked fantastically back on Haven. It was a little bit slower this time around, and it didn't distract Turtle Troop nearly as much as it did back on A site of Haven. So Rankers here, they don't really have to change a whole lot of their game plan. They certainly have the ults to retake A site this next round. They've overtaken mid. I'm sure they'll put that pressure on A momentarily. But off of a timeout, assuming now Turtle Troop need to make a major change, they're putting much more of their scary forces on A site if they find this opening pick.
Cage triggered.
Okay, a little bit more aggressive utility this time. Speaking of aggressive, oh no! Canes are not able to find anything with that Blade Storm. Wings immediately clipped. And this is kind of what I want to see from Turtle Troop. Be a little bit more reactive. Try to get the Rankers to push into you. Have these traps set up, and then it's a lot easier. You're not putting yourself into these positions where you just have to take raw aim duels.
I'm so happy you mentioned that, because that is the #1 issue for Rankers right now, especially Cainzera. He is taking the silliest fights imaginable and getting punished for it.
Camera is destroyed.
And see? Outside A main, Turtle Troop haven't pushed in yet because they want more of those Ranker players to push up. But they're not. Eggster was also a very big perpetrator of it. It's actually Knights who's been able to get away with these brazen plays and may very well be able to do it again.
Look at that. Right off the bat, yeah, see? They got so much information over there. They're expecting this to be a B-side hit. They're able to sidestep the Hunter's Fury on the other side, and so now Jake should be up here. Weeded able to find an excellent kill on Poppin. Now the spike should be able to go down. 3v3 scenario. Still, I think that there's a lot of utility available for the Rankers to re-enter.
Fake clone. If that gets shot out, you'll know there's an anti-flank. If there isn't, everyone on Rankers can focus directly on site for the post plant. 2 flashes available, 1 smoke for Knights, and most importantly, 3 are left alive. Knights especially.
Turret out.
Ooh, excellent little flash there. Weeded has to back off and respect it. Paranoid coming out next. We did able to at least get one before falling. Smoke is going to be going down. A little bit risky business. B-Dog there for trade. Now down to this 1v1. Inspire on the site. B-Dog off of it. Smoke up in a couple of seconds. Just triggering the Killjoy bot. Close to half, but it's all just mind games. B-Dog finds Inspire's head. And just slipping by, just barely. Turtle Troop get another round.
I like how it's hyping up Knights to be this fragging demon in the 3v3 post plant and just immediately dies on the re-entry.
Yeah.
But B-Dog has been finding so many unbelievable shots this series. He had one on the gray box C site Haven that, like, literally on our screen, there was no player model. And he somehow got the kill. That was ridiculous, but great, almost frame perfect shot again against Inspire at the end. Inspire is close to getting locked down into these next few rounds. He could try to farm up here if it's a B entry, but Cainzera, once again, man, at least he's respecting the one way. But this has not worked out well for him.
Oh yeah, look at that. Owl Drone gets utilized, doesn't matter. Still able to get one. And will get traded out, but Extra ready for that. Extra push right there. Knights still watching, but Bit of a trade still happening on these sites. Adder, deep into the back lines, is able to find Poppin's head, crispy as ever. And such a weird scenario, 2v2, the spike nowhere near this A side.
Where is everyone?
But Exter is all alone. Neural Theft going to be online, gives a lot of information.
But here's the thing, though. He has his TP out. As soon as that second ping goes by, he's going to teleport and reset the information.
Flash goes out. Exter hiding inside the smoke, realizes that they have to go and get that spike for coming around as Inspire gets set up onto this flank. Once again, this is very characteristic of rankers to split themselves up and take these 1vx scenarios as Exter finds Adder. Now down to a 1v2. Understanding where one of them might be. Oh no, running out of bullets. Weeded gonna be going in. Pops the fake teleport and Exter comes out on top. Exter finding 4 on that last round.
I mean, that Neural Theft should have been the nail in the coffin for most teams. But knowing how to play a character as complex as Yoru so well, waiting for that second ping of the Neural Theft, Dimensional Drift triggered to reset any information that was gained by Turtle Troop, and still taking the 1v2 with a great fake clone, great fake TP, everything to keep Turtle Troop at bay, although buying time for a flank from Inspire that never came to fruition. Rankers, despite not really having a majorly wild macro, they know how to play off of each other probably better than any team in this tournament.
I'd agree with that wholeheartedly. And now, a little bit slower from the troop this time around. Hoping to sow the seeds of discord in their enemies. See if they can find anything, but Inspire already finding one. The spray down is a little bit dangerous, does quite a bit of damage. Not really enough to find any kills. Turtle Troop looking for an opportunity. If Adder does get one kill, the Annihilation could come online.
This is the belly of the beast, and Knights is so close to getting the not dead yet. Absolutely could bait themselves out here off that re-entry, get the ult, and still be a nuisance.
Information, Inspire, ready for it. Jawa, though, able to find 2. That's going to be important. Oh, B-Dog escapes just in time. It's going to be on to the site here. Oh, no. Bucky in hand, up against the world. Nothing close enough by. The smoke going to get deployed to give a little bit more information as to where B-Dog might be hiding, but this is looking like a near impossible scenario. Sidestepping a lot of these bullets. We'll be able to pick up a rifle. Finds Knights. Goes to the Shadow Step just to the side. Oh, spots another out. KaneZera going down. Suddenly, it's looking a lot more doable. It's just going to go for the stall here. Not simply enough time to make their way in. And even if Exter will be ready to pop out of the Dimensional Drift to punish, and yeah, just like that, it works out perfectly. Exter just plays off, knows such an intelligent play, just plays off the site completely to make B-Dog doubt himself.
That is such a high TikTok play. Unbelievable there. You could tell that initial TP from B-Dog didn't connect. He wanted to go right underneath the stairs by logs to get the spike quicker. Dimensional Drift came out from Exter. It bought time for the Omen, but fortunately B-Dog, yeah, it's just a scenario that's very hard to win when you have so much utility in your back pocket like Exter does. 19-5. A disassembly of Turtle Troop.
Drop in a smoke.
Exter's playing phenomenal on this defense.
My territory.
As a reminder too, this was the map pick of Turtle Troop. Okay, goodbye, Knights. You're on the other side now. We can't rescue you away this time around. And at least is one down, but yeah, like you said, the alpha threat Exter still very much active. And honestly, I think that's a threat that Turtle Troop have to be very aware of.
Look at the restraint from KaneZera. They had to give him the Odin so he doesn't overheat. He's holding a great angle, though, for the split on A. Spike is not available, though. B-Dog already used their From the Shadows last round. They won't be able to pick up that spike. Less than a minute left on the clock, and no map space has been given outside of mid. And knowing rankers, they should be pushing up mid by now, and they haven't. They've changed up their pacing completely.
I wonder if after that last round, where we saw KaneZera just pop the knives after inting forwards, they were like, all right, we got to cool things off. Finally,
Engagement
engagement from Turtle Troop going to be coming in. Oh, Extra, so smart. Sidesteps that one, but they are aware. Adder just spraying through the smoke. Can't lose the aim duel if they can't see you. And well, it is going to be the cage that actually comes up there. Poppin, though, does get traded out. Inspire in a 1v4 scenario. Invest the lockdown onto this one as it is the last round in this half. Uh-oh, there's that barrier mesh. Things get a lot more complicated now. The lockdown going down. Still has to make a run at it. Goes to the reload. There's also a trap wire just on the other side, but walks out, finds 3. And yeah, Turtle Troop still very much in this. 5-7 in this half.
Yeah, very healthy half for Turtle Troop. They certainly brought it back much more better than they had performed on Haven. First map of the day, they shook it off, and now that they go for the defense, they have their double Sentinel setup. There is no KO for rankers available. That means a lack of information compared to a normal defense or normal Ascent comp, but also there's no way of suppressing the utility that either one of them bring. Chaotic is not Jet. It's going to make the TP flashes a little bit more difficult. Very awkward to push brazenly. But look, if there's anything I've learned so far about facing rankers, you probably don't want to just guide yourself down mid and hope to get one pick and TP out. That doesn't seem like that would work against these guys.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, honestly, the best thing about having this Yoru on that defense is being able to teleport from one site to the other, really just allowing you to kind of be a pseudo defender agent to buff both sites at the same time. Whether or not that is the style that Chaotic is going to be utilizing it on this defense is another question. Already the rankers taking a lot of space.
Do you see this? There's no utility B main whatsoever. They're expecting a split in mid or A site. Something cheeky, right? Okay, there it is. That's the wall. Good game plan.
Flash is able to go out. Kainzera immediately down. Poppin gets dinked all the way down in mid. And it is enough to deter rankers just for a second while they get the setup here onto this A site. Information is given away. Oh, it's going to be a bloody battle in tree. B-Dog just right-clicking the way through the smoke. B-Dog, what was that? The jumping headshot with the classic. Inspire now down to a 1v5. A much different story happening in this second half. This Turtle Troop bring things back. It's now 6-7.
Yeah, winning that pistol is so important. Having a very complex team full of utility that you absolutely need to buy every round is going to be so nice to have this economy advantage. Curious now to see what the buys ultimately end up looking like, and if there is a round to be a little bit more, you know, a little bit more scary, like Chaotic could be with the Outlaw, it's going to be this one. No shield buy-ups at all for rankers. Instead, the Paranoia setup is out. Should be hiding the corner and has the TP out just in case. Rankers are going to absolutely slam A site.
Oh. Chaotic just watching with this Outlaw. I'd be surprised, though, if we didn't see a flash from Rankers on their execute. It looks like this time around, Rankers playing extremely disciplined.
For now, just wait till those smokes drop.
Okay, is able to find Kainzera, and yeah, get out of that one. B-Dog, though, not able to really escape as Extra just walks right over. I think Extra was going for the fake decoy. Just kind of walking straight here, but doesn't matter. Chaotic's got their number. Finally shutting down the threats. Weeded finds Inspire as well, just so aware of these positionings. The Rankers down to 2 on 4. Already, though, having a bit of a tough time trying to get that spike onto site. Chaotic, vaguely aware someone might just be on the other side here. Has a little bit of support as Adder finds the headshot. Knights gets the spike down, but just in the nick of time, Chaotic shows up. And now the Turtle Troop, they tie things up against Rankers.
Great read from Turtle Troop to hold down A site, understanding how important these mid lurks can be and shutting that down before it can even really begin. Interesting double trip setup inside of Garden. We're going to be seeing that a lot, I think, from Weeded to control these weird extremities that Rankers, they can be a very slippery team, and their timing is like no others we've seen so far for the group stage. They can get away with a lot of weird space, and having the double trips down, something they themselves may not be expecting, could be a good way to, well, Mark, it could be a good way to trip them up.
Going out.
Okay. I saw where it was going. I thought I was wondering if you were going to execute, but at the end of the day, I'm happy you did. B-Dog in a little bit of trouble. Crabnet was successful, but fortunately not enough. Adder just going to be hopping through the Nano Swarm as Kainzera just taking so much space. Inspire finds one as well, and it's simply just easy shooting. Rankers completely decimate their way in onto the site. Spike finally going down. The Turtle Troop left scratching their head as to what just happened.
Yeah. Expectations was going to be a B slam from Rankers. Not quite the case. Jawa, an owl drone to work off of. Really the only info piece of utility that's left. Gotta keep these weapons alive. That's one valuable Phantom that Weeded has. Extra's 14 HP. Does not care, but does not find a kill.
Spray through your smokes, ladies and gentlemen. Something I will be saying till the end of days when it comes to Valorant. And just like that, Poppin finds the last one as well. The Rankers storm the castle and they completely topple Turtle Troop in a very fast A assault.
Recon bolts are going to be extremely important for both of these players. Jawa now even more so than Poppin. It's going to be setting up for the B slam yet again. If a recon bolt B main finds nothing, an immediate rotate needs to be called either to mid or A site. I really want to see how this owl drone info gathering from Poppin works out, because this is a team that might just not care that there's Sentinel util times 2 on B. They're just going to go for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, every single time we've seen Rankers kind of go up against any sort of utility, they just sidestep it anyways and take the duel. The duel is front and center of their attention. Oh no, Chaotic! You can't be missing those shots. Poppin is going to shut that operator down.
Who's next?
And now, Dimensional Drift going to be online. Rankers are going to be moving in onto this beat.
Great info gathering off of the Dimensional Drift. The flash out. It's a shorty right there. That's another clip.
Yep. So many. Start taking count at this point. Kinzera finds another one on site. B-Dog going to be knifing that door down. Adder just on the other side. At least somewhat aware of the positioning of some of them. Yeah, a trade happens, but Knights is just going to be watching from the lobby. And the Rankers find yet another round. They're starting to get a little bit more tailwind behind them and starting to take off.
I mean, all the defensive prowess in the world setting up for B to be impenetrable, except for a single sonic sensor wasn't enough. I want to see the Deadlock and Cypher util pushed towards these B chokes. That's one sensor placed a little bit farther ahead on lane, but even then, these are all anti-Yoru, anti-Russian trips that might benefit, yeah, but for the most part, it really feels like the opening forces like Chaotic just fell immediately without much recourse. But it's back to A we go. This is an attempted gamble stack. A lot of fraggers out here.
Bucky in the hands of B-Dog. Knows how close they like to play it, but Kinzera from up top. Does get traded out, doesn't matter. Extra's on an absolute tear. Not going to be stopped for a second. And this is before the Phantom gets buffed, by the way. So Extra just kind of on another level as Knights is still looking for a little bit of blood. Weeded, only a Sheriff in hand, up against 4. In this scenario, just potentially looking to find a couple of kills, but ultimately die to the spike. Extra just on the other side, ready to deny. Poppin finds the kill anyways, and Rankers hit double digits.
Turtle Trooper doing so well in the beginning, and then Rankers got rifles in their hands. Their bread and butter. I'm sure they don't have to eco much in ranked.
No.
They can just snowball through everybody. Not dead yet for Knights. A Hunter's Fury to follow up. It looks like a pause now called by Turtle Troop. Oh, it's a tech pause. Okay. So this is interesting. I'm looking at the two ults for Rankers, and I'm debating how they want to do this. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to slam B-side. They're going to rush it, right? The entry is going to be Knights off the flash of Eggster. They're just going to die. And then they have their ult to give info, kind of like a Yoru ult. And then that'll allow Poppin to go for their Hunter's Fury to allow the rest of the team to flood in. But maybe I'm just like seeing a different multiverse.
No, I
That's
think
my
you're
fan
onto
fiction.
something there. I mean, can't wait to read that published report.
Oh, God.
Report's a strong word, but it is interesting because given the way that we've seen the Rankers played, similar to kind of like what you said, I don't imagine that we're going to be seeing the Hunter's Fury used on that post plan. I imagine wholeheartedly, if they do slam B, if they do slam A, we're going to see it right off the bat to clear out some of those cheeky angles, or at least cause a bit more confusion to allow the rest of the Rankers to move off of it. I do think that we are going to be seeing Knights playing a little bit more gung-ho on this one, specifically because the Not Dead Yet is available. And you know what? If that kind of works out well, it's just a bunch of confusion tossed in onto the site where the Rankers should be able to win things out, Ken.
aggressive teleport by Eggster already.
Yeah.
No Hunter's Fury within 2 seconds. I'm surprised. Maybe
That's
in
why
3
it was
seconds.
fan fiction, not real
Yes.
life.
That's okay. Maybe it'll become fan nonfiction.
Okay.
Owl drone. Ow. There is an escape option for Chaotic. He has an up. A risky investment. But he does have the dimensional drift. Oh, that's good. But guess what? Knights has all not used. Rankers have the rounds to spare. They don't need to go for this. They're pacing so much more slow. Recon Bolt won't find much. That could be false hope for Turtle Troop. Oh, Jawa, don't bring out the Owl drone.
A lot of info. Eggster just ready for it. Immediately going in. Take a look at where that trip is as well. If anyone tries to close the door, it's going to be a little bit tough. Double defense onto the back. Oh, excellent flashes kind of going in there. They can't even see a gosh darn thing. Eggster able to find one. Now Poppin going to be swinging around onto the other side. Doesn't matter. Eggster will just simply do it himself. And yeah, Chaotic walks out with the operator, but at this point, you might just want to save that weapon as Kainzera zones out just a little bit further. Throws a couple extra bullets, trying to find purchase into the bodies of the remaining members of Turtle Troop. The Rankers, they start out a little bit slow, no ultimates required, and still win the site on B.
I mean, we talked about an expensive investment for Turtle Troop. They had the op. They still have the op, but they lost the Odin in the process right on entry.
Yeah.
Recon Bolt came out a little too late. Rankers were smart enough to wait for the initiative utility to make its opening move before then pushing in. They've recognized their Turtle Troop. They're not proactive in their angling anymore, but they're very proactive in the site space that they want to take with their utility. And it's hurting them more than helping.
And now we get to see the spike finally go off. Also, too, Kainzera just one away from getting their ulti online as well. Feels like the Rankers just want to stack all these ultis and then make sure, you know, in case there is a little bit of a rainy day, although at this point, don't know what type of rain that's going to be, but just have that in the back pocket just in case things go a little bit more south. And I imagine if you're Turtle Troop, there's always going to be that factor that you have to account for. These guys have all of these ultimates available. When are they going to pop them? We have to kind of play ante to them and not just assume that they're going to be playing without them. And that could give a lot of space to the Rankers.
Early deadlock wall. Proactive utility that we had mentioned. TP brought out. Nothing mid spotted just yet.
Standing ahead.
Ooh. Oh, that's a lot of information. Adder going to be going a little bit exploratory. Does find Eggster there. Grabnet gets tossed out as well, just to kind of slow down the push. Recon Bolt used by Poppin. As the reinforcements are going to be underway. Knight's going to be leading the charge here. The sidestep from Adder is going to be good. Not dead yet. Gets activated. Chaotic finding the shot. Looking for the next. Kainzera just a bit quicker as Knights is right back into action. Kainzera watching their back. And the Rankers once again stormed the site. B-Dog weeded in this 2v3. Probably not in an ideal scenario. Weeded only having a Guardian in hand are going to try and make something happen. First smoke goes down. Kainzera just sidestepping across. Shorty in hand, doesn't matter. It's all just a ruse as Knights finds that final kill. Rankers on a match point against Turtle Troop.
Rankers have been playing with so much confidence that Turtle Troop have had a difficult time keeping up. This is their last chance, potentially, for the series. They performed so much better than they did on map number 1. But even then, it's a long journey ahead to bring things to overtime. For a final round like this, we talked about these ults that Rankers have had stacked up for quite a while. I'm looking at the Yoru Sova B main. Fake ults immediately to drive the attention away. What they don't know, Sentinel utility back on A.
No way.
Unbelievable.
Also, too, Poppin is still onto that site just in case. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I take it back. Rankers. Okay, we're seeing a little bit more. Nope. Okay, yeah, Poppin just going to be backing up completely. Rankers already back into their spawn as a Turtle Trooper kind of wondering what's going on based off the information Jawa gave.
Might be able to hear some audio, and yes, Jawa does. Positional advantage. Still expecting the split mid. Oh.
Yeah. Jawa finds two. So easy. They're completely looking the wrong way. Jawa completely
Now 4.
Okay, finding 4. An ace here could be the motivation. Team could rally behind. Inspire just on the other side, but Inspire just a little bit sharper. 1v3 scenario, definitely still doable. Still a lot of Killjoy utility available to at least toss things down. And Inspire should be able to get that spike down, getting closer to the lockdown.
Even getting the spike down, getting all 3 kills, only then will the lockdown be procced. It's just a fake, and a fake over again. Neural theft, a camera, all the information you could possibly want for Turtle Troop found.
Oh my goodness. Inspire, that is so deadly.
10 seconds left.
Same move, repeated. Chaotic as well goes down. The decoy did deploy, but not in time. The spike goes down. Suddenly, this is down to 1v1. 8 bullets left, and Inspire makes the mark. And the Rankers win it 13-7 against Turtle Troop. And just like that, I know I'm just as shocked as you. We see a 1v3 scenario to close out this first series. The Rankers will be moving on.
Sure. Okay. In what reality does Inspire win that? Unbelievable. This has been a circus in the best way possible. I like watching Rankers play. They are just not like any other team that you normally see in Turtle Troop. Well, they felt that in full force. There's no way we're going to be seeing Inspire's clip nonstop for the rest of our lives. That's peak humanity right there. But you know what? We have a whole lot of other series throughout today. This group stage has already been a very nice tone setter for what we can expect to see. And I can only imagine what it's like from here on out. So don't go anywhere. We have another amazing series in just a few minutes.